Ladies and gentlemen, Football Federation Victorian Northcote Football Club welcome you to John Cain Memorial Park for week 22 of the Victorian Premier League. Please show your appreciation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Cain Memorial Reserve. I'm Simon McCuskey, your commentator for the afternoon, and it's the finale, the final round of the Victorian Premier League season for 2012. And what a game we've got. Northcote, not many pundits had them in this position at the start of the season, currently in 5th position up against the reigning champions Green Gully. And before we turn our attention to the team sheets, we are asking everyone for a minute's silence. Join the players and officials for Jim Thragos, a long-life Northcote supporter, and his father, a former president. Jim, may you rest in peace. Good to see a warm round of applause too. On behalf of Jim and his family, on behalf of the Victorian football community, we send our condolences. And now, turning our attention to the action on the pitch. Northcote in the blue kit, the home team. And we'll turn our attention to the lineups. In goals, number 22, Chris Theodoridis. 16, Paul Savio. 3, Christian Constantinides. Number 6, Bono Abramovich. 7, Dean Piemonte. Number 14, Michael Catalano. 10, Alex Royas. 20, Paris Oke. Number 9, Niels Vucic. 8, James Calafatidis. And number 12, Hayden D'Agostino. And for the dual reigning champions, Green Gully, in goals, back in goals, number 23, Nikola Roganovic, replacing Reece Keane. Number 2, Daniel Jones. 5, Roddy Vargas. 7, Jeffrey Fleming. 9, Brent Fisher. Number 4, Mitch Bissinger. 8, Jason King. 21, Brian Venaga. 16, Mile Medjedovic, back in the starting 11. 19, Jonathan Munoz. And number 20, Osagi Eduardo. And as we mentioned, round 22, the finale of the season. 6 games will be running simultaneously, and you can keep track of all the live scores via the Football Federation of Victoria's official Facebook or Twitter sites. Jump on either like or follow the respective pages, and we'll keep you up to date with all the news and scores around the grounds. And also too, during our live broadcast, we'll try and keep you up to date throughout the grounds to see how the final 5 will shape the season 2012. And as for the remaining spots 6 through to 12, well, nothing will change. The reality is Richmond 4 points adrift outside of the 5 in 6th position on 29 points. And unfortunately for Moreland and Heidelberg, it's lights out. And Heidelberg, after a good 7 to 8 seasons in the top flight of Victorian Premier League football, they'll be saying goodbye. And Moreland will be going straight back down after becoming promoted, or being promoted from Division 1 last season. And it's the Southern Stars, the surprise packets, that have stayed up. Many pundits at the start of the season had them going down, and so too Northcote. And the reality is, the loss of the Trefiro brothers, Trent Rickson, Peter Tsalakis, we thought this squad would struggle to stay up. Well, not only have they done that under the guidance of manager Goran Bozanovski, but what a remarkable season it's been. They're currently sitting in 5th position, and Northcote can finish as high as 3rd. The reality is they will need Oakley to defeat the Bentley Greens. That game, all games rather, kicking off at the same time. And Green Gully will be aligned with a Bentley Oakley draw, and should they take the chocolates here at John Cain Memorial Reserve, they could finish in 3rd spot themselves. And it's the reigning champions that kick off proceedings. Green Gully kicking from right to left of your screen. Northcote with the football. Calafatidis the target. for the record, other games around the grounds, and all these scores at 0-0. You can keep track with these games through Facebook, Twitter. Do join our live site. Vargas missing his brother Andy this afternoon, who got red carded last week in that thrashing at home. Very rarely did the Cavaliers proper hiding at home. That's exactly what happened. Landing on Thunder, winning that game by 3-0 into the box, and straight into St. Nancy Ivanovic. A remarkable 4 straight championships. 2 with the Altona Magic, 2 with Green Gully, and looking for a 5th straight title. It'll be a remarkable feat should Green Gully do it. 3 on trial. It's a rare statistic in Victorian football, but this is where they were last season, finished in 3rd position. Knocked off and Daniel respectively in the qualifying and semi-finals. Did it the hard way, but being champions in the end. And that's the more that they're coming into this game with some form under their belt. Andy, 2-0 away victory last weekend. The Cannons. The Kitties. Cubs leading goal scorer with both goals. First minute. Turning our attention to the other games to conclude round 22. Bentley, Oakley 0-0. All these games 0-0. Hume City against the Moore Zebras. Thunder in Richmond. Melbourne Knights and the Southern Stars. And South Melbourne. All locked at 0-0 in the early stages of the match. Either is leading. So yeah, great to see that next week's finals kicking off. Federation Victoria have announced, and we get an update from Bentley. And the Bentley Greens are currently leading the Oakley Cannons by 1-0. And Bentley in the box seat for second position. And the way this game's going, should that score stay the same way, even though there's plenty of time, those 2 teams will be meeting each other next week. Because at this moment in time, should the results stay the way they are, the Thunder minor premiers by a country mile, 10 points clear regardless of the result against Richmond this afternoon. But it'll be Oakley, Bentley, Bentley, the team that will finish second. Should the results stay this way, should the game remain a draw or a stalemate here, or John Payne in reserve, it'll be Green Gully entertaining Northcote next week. And what a case of deja vu. Who would have thought that all teams in the final round of the season could be playing each other next week? Nikola Rukanovic there, just on the edge of his box, trying that run to perfection, and closed down what should have been the opening goal there for Northcote. Calafatini. What about the assist? Beautifully weighted. Rukanovic read the danger early, and you see why he's in. Green Gullies, not hitting stocks. Rich bit of depth. Police King didn't do much wrong. As the number 1 dog keeper for the season throughout full Green Gully throughout the season, Rukanovic has come in later in the piece. The Kitties denied. That's the goal Northcote need. They're to finish in that league's 4th position or higher. Yellow, referee in charge this afternoon. This position. Ready into the final day of the season. Green Gully, while there's been a bit different of late. Like a few weeks ago, they were coming home with a wet sail, at least looking at the top 2 finish, but they've had some losses of late. Massive impact last week. 3-0 home loss, their final home game of the season against the Dandenong Thunder. The Dandenong Thunder were looking a touch shaky, a few draws under their belt when they did clinch the minor premiership. But that state knockout cup final win against Port Melbourne soon. They still have some confidence back in the squad again. Punch there by Theodore's not being felt in the process, but this man is a huge reason for Northcote's revival. That was a crucial interception there from Runos. This one here, Catalano was free, but he's free again. He never to get his pass precise on the inside for Orthopedics. And he takes Runos on. And what a letdown there for Northcote. Good defending in the end there from the Cavaliers. Tinkle Benega. Goes for the ball wide. Thought about pulling the trigger. And football for too long. He's hungry for it. Just run down the flank. Bissinger there, claiming it's his. Referee disagrees. Game of football, it's leading up to 4 versus 5th. At the moment, Smith making round 11. It was 1-1. Again, Green Gully should have won. But scores were shared. And the result at Kingston Heath isn't the result that Green Gully or Northcote are looking for. It is to defeat Bentley, not only to secure second position, but ensure either Northcote or Green Gully have a chance at qualifying for next week's qualifying final, finishing third after the home and away season. 5 points there. Agostino. Nice. Preston. Hume. Footballer. Obviously coached by Brian Wozinowski. Take that back actually. Was playing with Brian Wozinowski. Paxton. Playing with Ben Dobson at Green Gully. Preston had all those years ago. It seems like so long ago. Preston starting to survive in Division 2. Huge fall from grace. The challenge there for Fleming. Okay, he's looked sharp too from this season. Monte. 1-2, nothing there on the inside. Good call there from Gianello, Bruno Gianello, referee. Okay. Now late. Collected after. He just goes to the football. Alex Royas. Simply guys like he, okay, Calafatides just had solid seasons for Northcote. That doesn't lie. Nice, great ball in. Cleared by Jones. Just the elbow on. Gully get out of trouble. Now they will be through Jones. Savio. 1-1. There, a bit of error. Savio. On the battle. Picked up that from around the grounds. All scores 0-0. For the record, they are Hume City against Warman, Northcote, this match against Green Gully, Dandenong against Richmond, Melbourne Knights against the Southern Stars, and also Heidelberg against South Melbourne. And the only dent on the scoreboard is at Kingston Heath. That result stand. What a remarkable season for the Bentley Greens. They'll be finishing in second position in the Victorian Premier League table. And host next week's qualifying final against Oakley. Should that score stand? Oakley's goal difference will be enough. Even if Green Gully do win, goal difference of 5, so Green Gully really will make the front Northcote get a chance to finish any higher than where they currently are in the position. It's a niggling there. Paul Servio would have started to match his hat. He's had the better of that battle against Eduardo. Series kicking off the Victorian Premier League. Great to see that Melbourne Federation of Australia and the FMB announced that the grand final, but the grand final in the Victorian Premier League for 2012 will immediately follow the Melbourne Hearts first home fixture in round 2 against the Wellington Phoenix. The Heart tackle the Phoenix at 3 p.m. at Eden Stadium. Straight on afterwards at 5:30 p.m. So a full dose of football. Play for both teams. Wherever they are to qualify for the grand final, to be showcased on the big stage. Messenger. Not enough for a corner. Could be another deep throw from the side. That's exactly what he's looking to do. It's brought the kicking goal. Thought about it there. Ugaridis. Left it for his defence. Yoga still clearing. His first corner of the afternoon to be taken by Jason Hayne. In the box, Eduardo losing his feet. Chunky with it, he's clearing. Sending it back in. Medjedovic, as you mentioned. Back in the starting 11. Warnos. Go long. Can it connect? He can. And the play down for Medjedovic. He needed the first touch rather. That was dangerous. Good ball floating there from Warnos. Flick across there by Fisher. And the first touch from Medjedovic, he read the situation well, just couldn't control the first time. Great reading, great play of the football. There's another tap, good tussle, you mentioned, Agostino. There, cleaning off his player. Enjoying Saguiduero, get a slice of the action. This game a quarter of an hour old here at John Cain Memorial Reserve. It's 0-0 between Northcote and Green Gully. Game with massive ramifications and firing that ball in. It was a great shot. That should have done better there, Jason Hayne, unmarked. Not even 12 yards out. Straight into the arms of Chris Theodoridis. That's the goal that Green Gully needed. Both teams with great chances. Hayne also Theodoridis. Great instances blocked by Theodoridis and Dragonovic respectively. Hence we have a stalemate after 17 minutes between Northcote and Green Gully. It's a lot easier, harder than the rather, and that look easy. What a fine he's been for Green Gully too. It's going back to his old club, Roddy Vargas. And that was late from Savio. Foul on Venega. Experience to Fleming. Well, bounce wasn't kind. Vargas. He's there. Now,
have drawn level.
Thunder.
Score there is 1-1.
Conceded against Richmond, but there's some more it's a game with no ramifications. Richmond leading that game by a goal to nil. And good news in particular for Green Gully. Oakley Cannons have equalised. And that game is 1 goal apiece between the Cannons and the Bentley Greens after 18 minutes. And just a reminder, it's down up under nil. Richmond won. And here at John Cain Memorial Reserve, it's 0-0 between Green Gully currently with the football. If you're just joining our live broadcast, the away team travelling to Northcote City. Both of these teams, should they collect maximum points, have the chance to potentially finish third should results go their way. Green Gully go their way, and Northcote eventually can deal with an awkward situation in defence. Constantini's there, and the crowd had their hearts in their mouth, thinking there for a second Constantini's was going to fly that into the back of his own head. Either sideways. And also over the throws to pick up late around the grounds. Melbourne versus Southern Stars 0-0. So too Reserve and South Melbourne. We're on there. With the Timmy Scissor kick. Vicious effort. Had to get it, had to walk that ball over a wall, he did so, and hence the height. In trouble here, the Reddies. Keep that down. The Reddies. Maybe up there for Medjedovic. Waving play on. Okay. Osmond says that was okay. Step alive. He was there 3 seconds too long. Northcote really should have got themselves out of trouble sooner rather than later. Jones down the line. Perfectly weighted ball there to Herrera, and McCox lets him down. He had so many players there on the inside. Vanega, can he keep it alive? He's a lucky man there, Constantini's there. He wanted the football to try and intercept that ball from Jones down the line. He couldn't, straight up at Herrera. And the Leagues simply didn't find its target. Back and around the grounds. South Melbourne 1. Disappointing season for South Melbourne. Would be playing finals football. But more than relegated. They were relegated over a month ago. It's not the way that they'll be looking to signal their departure from the Victorian Premier League. With a deep throw. And the possession deep in the half, a chance here for Herrera, he couldn't connect. Well, loose and tame. Now with Herrera from similar spots. 10 yards out. This time Constantini's clears. Northcote absorbing the pressure. There's goals galore there for 20 minutes around the grounds. Picked up that Hume City have scored against the Moreland Zebras. Another team condemned to relegation. Hume looking to finish their season on a positive note. But here at John Cain Memorial Reserve, it's 0-0. Deflection. Good to see Zach Clay staying there for a moment. The Voltage there. Just couldn't finish straight up the line on the inside. Here's Royce. Needs to be quick, more nice. Pressure there from Gully. Looking for support. Gedevich. Checking this from Northcote. It is a game of chess at the moment. 25 minutes played, 0-0. Between Northcote and Green Gully, another corner for the Cavaliers. This is where they've been their most dangerous. They've had the upper hand for the last 10 minutes. Just haven't had the chance to convert on the scoreboard. The corner. It's going to look at 0-0. The other game in particular that can influence the shape of the final five. Bentley, Oakley, not the 1-1. This corner taken. Peter Reedy's off his line. He lost it there for a moment. Thank Evans there. Jamil Slucic there. They're cleared. O'Brien there. Did well. It's a good walk to take possession. Six games are on simultaneously in this last round of Victorian Premier League football. It is definitely a healthy crowd here on a Sunday afternoon. To watch Northcote against Green Gully. Currently in fourth position. Northcote in fifth. A win could elevate either team to third, depending on the result. Another game in progress, ironically, between Bentley and Oakley, who occupy second and third on the table respectively. 1-1 result. It suits Green Gully. Red Rock quickly footwork. And they're gonna just needed the right positioning there. Couldn't move. They stuck there for a moment. Nice. Instant to leads again. A couple of ditties. Some easy one there for Villarreal. There's been pressure hard down the mark. No goals as yet. This contest between Northcote and Green Gully. Two have goals around the grounds. It's 1-1 between the game. It's currently underway. Next time. 1-1 between Bentley and Oakley. And not only there, Richmond 1. Melbourne Knights and Southern Stars look at 0-0. Do make sure you jump on the Football Federation of Victoria website, Facebook and Twitter pages, because once the final five has been cemented for season 2012, arrangements will be in place. Please do check the website, Facebook and Twitter for all the details in regards to next week's final fixtures. Thanks for getting on have a week off. The qualifying final. Should scores remain the same across both of these games between Oakley and Bentley, Northcote and Green Gully. Looks like it will be Oakley and Bentley next week. The qualifying final. Green Gully and Northcote again. Boys. Looking to fire it in. Playing it power, but not accuracy. Go, Capilano was in his way. Needs to be precise, and he certainly is. Cavaliers! It should have been the first. Brilliant finish. He picked his spot instantly there. He knew Roganovic wouldn't be able to cover the far post. It was spot on, and Roganovic took his relief millimetres off that far post. Brilliant football, great build-up. Rice, Piemonte, that goal was, and that assist, spot on. Cavaliers inches away from gifting Northcote the lead. We do have another goal to report between Hume and Moreland. Moreland have equalised. Despite being relegated, they've equalised in that match against Hume City. Beginning scored for Hume and give me the goal scorer for Moreland when it comes to hand. Both teams could have easily had 1 or 2 on the board. And Reedy's there. Durant will pose the threat. Progress without a goal. This is one of them. It's 0-0 between Northcote and Gully. Gully Knights and the Southern Stars. Two teams that really excelled this season. The Southern Stars, this team in action, Northcote City, losing arguably 3 of their best players. Frank Nixon, the tremendous Glenn Jason appeared on. Also their manager, Vince Salagas, made the move to South Melbourne along with all those players. Northcote, remarkably, got one for the finals. Southern Stars, many pundits, take pencil hit for relegation to keep alive. He's had a great inaugural season as manager of Northcote City, and with plenty of managerial experience. Just over 12 minutes remaining in this first half. We won't have too much stoppage time. This is only two behind the remainder of the current round 22 games at Sydney because the supporter Jim Fergus. 2 minutes observed the start of the match. Once again, to the Fergus family, the Norris support on behalf of the football community of Victoria. This time, the play will stay down. The Fisher, single cross, Cavaliers, kicking outside. Snapping for the Samuel, from one more Oz. Here's Fisher. And now he got the score from long range. We saw he did it for South Melbourne. A few weeks ago. Cavaliers. And another update around the grounds, and this time Oliver have equalised against South Melbourne. That game at Olympic Village, just down the road here from Northcote, not far at all, topped at 1-1. Chris Theodoredes reloads. Give me a quick recap from around the grounds. Bentley Greens up lead 1-1, Hume City 1, Moreland 1. Here at John Cain Memorial Reserve, it's 0-0 between Northcote and Green Gully. Daniel O'Connor, the minor premiers, Richmond 1. Gully Knights and Southern Stars 0-0. Starting here, John Cain Memorial Reserve. All that hard work I've done there. bring him inside. Maybe. Next one, quick. Too much tall timber there. It's given as awarded. Free kick to Sergeant Gurnell. So Kai is not convinced. From where I stand, he may have a case too. The system's play can go up. He just feels he outmuscled his opponent. But Bruno Giavella disagrees. It's gifted Cavaliers great opportunity to clinch the lead leading into half time. 35 minutes lapse. 35 now. Ronos. It's a good ball towards the back post. Vargas! And Green Gully have capitalised from that set piece. And Paris Okai has paid the ultimate price for conceding that free kick. That foul there on Asagi Guerrero. And a great set piece delivered there from Jonathan Moore as you saw it coming. He delivered a few before that with plenty of potency, and Roddy Vargas, what a true defender does, reading that perfectly there on the back post. Nothing much Chris Theodoridis could do about it. And Green Gully, that's the goal they want. And once again, should scores remain in this match, game in progress between Oakley and Gully. Cavaliers could see themselves in third position and a double chance, but got over 65 minutes of football, and to say that is a long time is an absolute understatement. It's a lifetime. Plenty of time for Oakley, Bentley, or Green Gully for that matter, or even Northcote, depending on the results. To finish as high as third, Northcote will need to score at least 2 now. In the line on Oakley to win. Well, we've seen several players slip around the edge of the 6-yard box. We saw Venega there, unable to get his grip with an open shot on goal looming. Theodoridis has conceded the corner. Nothing for him. That ball wasn't in line with the back of his goals. It would have been a try. Green Gully with a great chance to make it 2 in the space of a few minutes. Theodoridis tipped it. Ensuring the danger's clear. Nothing for Theodoridis. Take the corner. Not so much as confidence taking the corners. Set pieces are potent. And Vigetovic roaming now in the back post, so too Vargas. This time Vargas again looking to win the header. Theodoridis there. Theodoridis needing to be careful. He came off his line, took the gamble, thought there for a moment and put Jones down. There's only 10-10 and hence play on. Vargas, delicate chip to keep Fisher offside. Green Gully have raised the ante. Down the lead and their confidence has risen. Visitors in front. Just over 5 minutes remaining this first half. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 1. Roddy Vargas, the goal scorer in the 35th minute. Corner, the champions. Vigetovic. Theodoridis. Well, could have been fouled there. Paris Okai. Also looking at Bruno. You know what? Found the case. Here's Rice. Catalano. Victorian football. there. Improved there by Fleming. And Wes. Seeing he for my liking, is exactly like a Jonathan Munoz. Leave his set pieces perfectly. Always wants to target. This one just a touch out of his range. Simple check. Too many defenders. Not sure was ready for it either. Quickly, Omega. D'Agostino. Makes it clear. Good pressure that from Aguero. Chich. Second time presence. Delano had to run the wood. Taking the spotter, and now he is. And the wait is there for Pelopatides. And he should have had two for the afternoon. That's twice he's been in a one-on-one situation with Nikola Roganovic.
That was a big offside.
And he couldn't have asked for a better ball again. James Pelopatides. He knows he's squandered two chances. They do lose the draw this game. And at the opportunities they simply have. Standard that he has delivered throughout the season. It's been so high, you just instinctively expect he's going to finish those chances instantly. Now, update from that goal. Billy Chorlberg United 1, South Melbourne 2. Out in the derby. And their disappointment and more like Barcelona 30 in a game of football. Work, and unfortunately for him, Kane wasn't the beneficiary there on the back post. The record to Constantinides, who did bring Roganovic down before. Sergei Guerrero wanted to help him stadium this first half. It was definitely outplayed by Agostino and Savio early on in the piece. And South Melbourne scored another. That's 2 in 2 minutes. 3 goals to 1. Back to the action here at John Payne Memorial Reserve. That was a right clearance from Wilchich, but they're not out of trouble yet. Northcote. Ladies. Has it all to do. Basically. Not back. Weaknesses in his game. He's guilty.
And that was over 2 meters. And that was
from Neil Slucic. Good test of Roganovic. Late placement. Bit more drive on the finish. 3 great chances, 2 from Pelopatides. Slucic did not use nice.
Go Jason! Go Jason! Have a shot! Go, yeah.
Can Gully pull them up? Do it again. Facing this pitch play, some tricks are really hard and bumpy part of the pitch. It's such a soft and slippery section. Either could have kissed the Leeds goals. Through too easily. Got a deflection there from D'Agostino. That was awfully saving pace. Way too easy. Control. Cavaliero completely then easily in Gully defence. At the Northcote defence rather. He'd been under the pump for the last 5 minutes and he was nearly pulled the point again.
Well done.
Gully 1, Northcote 0. Update from around the grounds before we lead into our half-time interval. It's Heidelberg United 1, South Melbourne 3. The other nation of Thunder Stars 0-0. The Animal Thunder have just equalised against Richmond, pulling the trigger there, Piemonte. And that is 1-1. We'll get back to it, but another long-range effort. Radovic. Northcote needed that, but way under the pump, under pressure. The last 10 minutes has been one much traffic. Green City makes the Northern Zebras in the stoppage time too. That game a goal apiece. It's also 1-1. Also shape down the final 5 finishes season 2012.
Good, Fisher. Well done.
Look at these results. Of course, exactly. After coupled with the win here, they finish in 3rd position.
Come on, Saki.
Match between the Knights and the Southern Stars. This is the first match we've seen at half time. That is 0-0. All other games in progress. Into stoppage time, including here. Northcote City, it's a great opportunity for Green Gully to extend their lead. Leading by goal to 0. Defender, centre half. Cavaliers lead in the 35th minute. Straight in the arms. Here it is. No pressure whatsoever. Careful defence. Nearly beating inside his line.
Go, Brian.
Great defending.
Well done, Joe. Well done, Bargain.
Difficult trying to think the hardest of the one he's had.
There's no one there, Lucky.
Fisher. Testing challenge there. I think he had to be careful. Had to be calculating out the football first. First hand, Liam Davis. Once again, the base is covered. It's going to have to be precise. Precise cross. Touch well up. And give him the opportunity to really head that home with power. It's 1-1 between View and Moreland. Other games, stoppage time. There it is.
That's Taki. That's Ryan.
This is the temporary. Really need to go long. Much time remaining in this half. And can you believe it? Heidelberg has scored deep into stoppage time. That is becoming the goal bonanza. Heidelberg 2, South Melbourne 3. Moving into half time.
Okay.
All other games. As you mentioned, in the stoppage time. Canyon and Richmond half time. So too, Bentley, Oakley. John Taylor just questioning himself, how did he lose that? And there you have it, half-time was signalled in what has been an entertaining affair here at John Cain Memorial Reserve. Northcote have had their chances, but the reality is the reigning champions, the Green Valley Cavaliers with the lead and 1-0 in third spot. Scores between Oakley and Bentley remain stalemate. But for the record, it's Ronnie Vargas in the 50th minute with a header back post to beat the defences of Chris Theodoridis. That's the difference today. And bringing back with all of the action on it in just under 10 minutes here at John Cain Memorial Reserve to see how this game will not only pan out, but how the 2012 season comes to a climax and how the final five will. Do join us in just over 10 minutes' time.
Reminder to all patrons that food and beverages are available in the social club beneath the main room.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'll
just go change a few things on the characters. The on-board line is try to compensate. It's like, no, that was not the agreement. I will just do something that will look naughty.
Oh, stop recording?
No.
Oh, yeah. Should really change the tapes now.
Yeah. Did you rewind the other one?
Yeah.
Cut feed. So, just bear with me. We're going to set up. There we go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to John Cain Memorial Reserve, where we're just about to kick off the second half in this final round 22 contest between Northcote City and Green Gully. And for the record, Northcote City trailing champions Green Gully by a goal to nil. Roddy Vargas heading home. The only goal in this contest in the 35th minute. And Northcote will need to score at least 2 goals, not only to win this contest, but if they're any chance of finishing in third position, they will need to ensure that Oakley do take maximum points against Bentley. And for the record, that game currently sits at 1-1 at half-time. And we'll be giving you scores regularly throughout the course of this second half, because the way it's looking, Green Gully could be finishing in third position should scores stay the way they are. But there's plenty of time remaining. 45 minutes in football's an eternity. Referee Bruno Dianello is looking at his whistle. He's content. The second half kicks off. And now it's Northcote kicking from right to left of your screen. Venega. Here's Munoz. Catalano. Thought he was obstructed there, and there was no advantage. Referee agreed. Good refereeing too. And there's a few games back underway in the second half, but there's no change in the scores, and it's still 1-1 between Hume and Moreland, and so too the Melbourne Knights and the Southern Stars is 0-0. And here, Northcote looking to equalise, currently trailing Green Gully by a goal to nil. Bissinger. Venega, lovely control to Fleming. Nice build-up this from the Cavaliers. Should they continue to hold it? Venega. On the inside to Fleming. Green Gully just struggling to break down this defence, and will Northcote do enough to concede the corner? They do. Well done there from Theodorides, in particular the build-up. Fleming, Venega, good football all round. All games underway in the second half except Heidelberg against South Melbourne. And South Melbourne leading that contest by 3 goals to 2 at the half-time interval. Do jump on the Football Federation of Victoria's website, Facebook or Twitter pages to keep abreast of all the scores across the grounds, news and happenings, and in particular for all relevant finals information, matches, times, venues. You can catch that all on Football Federation of Victoria's website, Facebook and Twitter pages, and that information will come to hand once the shape of the final 5 is known. One thing's for certain, the Dandenong Thunder will be having a week off. It's the question mark who'll be playing in the qualifying final. Calafatidis there, nearly had it on the turn, swept away by Hayne. And the match at Olympic Village has just resumed between Heidelberg and South Melbourne. And no changes in score across the grounds. We'll get back to those in a few minutes. Northcote on track there for an equaliser. Fired in by the defender, Christian Konstantinidis. Straight to Nikola Roganovic, who's eyeing off a 5th consecutive Victorian Premier League title. And he's looking to have a medal count as high as Michael Phelps. Constantinides, was that a handball there from Fisher? The assistant spotted it. Good refereeing there. Bruno Dianello was just about to award it to Green Gully. Saw the assistant's flag go up. Once he knew what it was for. It's Northcote's ball. Charge down by Savio. Okay. Solid collision there between Piemonte and Jones. Okay. Savio just needed that room on the outside. Piemonte not getting to the end of that ball. Wide. Green Gully in return. Not defending where required. And Northcote still with a chance to score from this play. Piemonte was being held, no doubt about it. Fleming's questioning it, but it was there. Bruno Dianello will get the relevant 10 yards. And this man with the football can score from this range, Alex Royas. And the Seagulls have a good view of it, and so too do us in the commentary box. Straight to Roganovic. Catalano intercepts, and now Northcote really need to do something with this. They've got numbers up front. Piemonte. Green Gully tracking back and quickly. Well done from Medjevic. Throw for the Cavaliers. Two to beat Fisher, but he's lost it. Both the assistant and Bruno Dianello. I think it's a Northcote ball. And quite a slower start to this second half. Not being played the same level of intensity early on, but Savio, well pressured there from Venega, whipped in. Savio the target, cut off by Munoz. Let down there for Northcote from Catalano. No change to the score. Just over 50 minutes lapsed in this contest. And it's Green Gully leading Northcote by a goal to nil. Roddy Vargas the scorer in the 35th minute. And around the grounds quickly. No change in scores since half time. Bentley 1, Oakley 1, Hume City 1, Moreland 1. The Thunder and Richmond, so too the same score. And it's a stalemate between the Knights and Southern Stars, 0-0. And Heidelberg United trailing South Melbourne by 2 goals to 3. That's after 52 minutes. Here, 54's lapsed. And it's Green Gully looking to clinch third position from the Bentley Greens and a second chance. Bentley sitting precariously in third position at the moment. That game locked at 1-1. just the result the Cavaliers are after. Brunello there, the referee nearly in the way. But that passage of play, Vargas. And it's a good tackle there from Kalafatidis. He's looking at the referee, thinking he was infringed, but it looks fair from here. Munoz. Hain. Lovely flick there to Munoz, and this time Munoz gets Brent Fisher free. And that's a great save there from Theodoridis. Jonathan Munoz, that was brilliant. Wasn't sure if it was Jones or Fisher. First time it was Fisher. And Fisher, that was great. But even better, goalkeeping. Both goalkeepers this afternoon have been on their game. Chris Theodoridis and Nikola Roganovic saving many chances one-on-one in front of an open goal. And Royas fouled off the ball right in front of that gentleman there, man behind the whistle, Bruno Dianello. And Royas took it quickly. Well, his strength is firing in set pieces. I thought that would have been his range. Mitch Bissinger copping a really hard hit with the football into the ribs. Maybe, is he winded? Hopefully not. Good to see him get up in one piece. Green Gully eventually out of trouble through Jones. Konstantinidis tracking down. Just needed Milos Lucic to cooperate, and Northcote were on. Lucic, surely that was a foul. And Bruno Dianello again on the mark. Late elbow there. And this time, will Royas go with the set piece and fire it in? Or play it short. You think he'll take it. This is surely not 10 yards. Exactly. Bruno Dianello calling Green Gully back. Well, you wouldn't want to buy real estate from Green Gully. And they're reluctantly getting back to the 10-yard mark. This time it'll be Northcote. Looks like Dean Piemonte too will fancy his chances. Piemonte. Lovely intent, but straight to Roganovic. Boy, didn't that look good. Lucic with the flick, Piemonte with the strike. And now Northcote need to have their guard up. Fisher had a great chance to score before for Green Gully. Lovely tackle there from Okai. And it's a goal kick too. You won't get better defending than that. Okai with the tackle, and it came off his opponent's boot, Hain, and it will be a goal kick. Approaching the 60th minute mark in this contest. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 1. And around the grounds, in particular, that game between second and third, Bentley and Oakley, locked at 1-1. And should scores stay the same over the next half hour, Green Gully, I'm sure, will be sending Oakley a Christmas card in the mail this year, because Oakley will not only finish second, but they'll ensure that Green Gully take third spot away from Green Gully. But there's plenty of time remaining in both games. Roganovic with ease and plays it quick, but Eduardo, 2 to beat. The bounce will need to be kind. Savio has time. Eduardo there, well, He didn't collide with the player, but he fell down awkwardly, and he's still not up. And it's behind camera, but Eduardo's holding his hand. Now he's back up in one piece. Vargas, and speaking to the devil, Eduardo, but cutting off the supply, Theodorides. Piemonte. Royas. And Catalano did well to keep that in. Wayward pass there from Royas. This needs to be precise. Lucic wanted the back heel. He saw Piemonte there running behind him. Bissinger turning him in. And he did extremely well there, Lucic, to get that cross in. Thought it was going to be cut off by Bissinger. Kalafatidis there. Nearly had his first, and in fact he could have had a hat-trick by now for the afternoon. Exactly half an hour remaining in this contest. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 1. And Northcote executing one of their first substitutions for the afternoon. It's, as you heard on the speaker there, Jonathan Vulgaris, number 11, coming on. And coming off Michael Catalano, number 14 for Northcote. In the meantime, Ian Dobson just asking his substitutes to warm up too, and it wouldn't surprise me in particular what some quality depth and talent. Graham Hockless and Matthew Sanders in particular on the bench, and mind you, Andy Vargas suspended. So Green Gully, subject to injury, will be coming back with a full strength team into the final series at the right time of the year. There's no way that the reigning champions will be relinquishing their title without a fight, and they'll have a chance to hold on to it, but the threats will be above them, in particular Dandenong Oakley, and depending on results. But one thing's for certain, Bentley and Northcote will be joining them in this year's finals. And around the grounds, a quick update here at John Cain Memorial Reserve. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 1. Bentley and Oakley locked at 1-1. Hume and Moreland 2, 1 goal apiece. So too Dandenong Thunder and Richmond. And it's 0-0 between the Knights and the Southern Stars. And it's Heidelberg 2, South Melbourne 3. All of those games into the 60th minute mark or more. And here at Northcote, we've played 63 minutes. It's a rare corner for Northcote this half. Green Gully have had 4 of them. And it's a great chance for Northcote to equalise. Cleared, and I take that back, apologies. I did mention it was a corner to Northcote, Green Gully. And the flag up for offside. Munoz. Flicked on there by Fisher. Here's a great chance for Hayne, and this time an open goal looms. Great save there from Theodorides. Brent Fisher should have had his first. Boy, that was dangerous on the counter there from Green Gully. And this game should have been out of Northcote's reach by now. In the meantime, Moreland have just hit the lead for the first time against Hume. They're leading that game by 2-1, but it won't be enough to condemn them to relegation. Medjedovic, well placed to Munoz. And he's got plenty of targets in the box too. Was that a handball from Constantinides? But it won't matter. Medjedovic, he shot over the bar. And this time the flag down for Fisher. Eduardo isn't in an onside position for Fisher, so he's going to have to do it alone. Okai will concede the corner. And he's not happy with it, but the reality is it did come off his boot. Gully with their second corner in the space of a few minutes. Cleared away by Northcote. Venega will ensure that Gully pile on pressure looking for their second, and they receive another corner. Jones draws it in. Hayne to take it. Hayne with another corner for the Cavaliers, and there you have it, in ironically similar circumstances where Theodoridis actually misplaced it, misjudged it off the corner, and that man again on the back post unmarked, Roddy Vargas, gets his second, and you feel that the reigning champions Green Gully are on their way to collecting maximum points, but are they on their way to collecting third position after the home and away season? Time will tell. In this moment in time they are. And it's Roddy Vargas has his second for the afternoon. And it's Northcote 0, Green Gully 2. And news of that goal will send shivers down the Bentley Green spine, and it's Asagi Eduardo. He's being substituted, and he'll be coming on for Matthew Colonel Sanders, number 12 for Green Gully. And Dobson making his first substitution of the match. And in fact, Graham Hockless coming on as well. It's a double for, looks like Brian Venego, and it is. There you have it. Plenty of experience at the helm for Green Gully on the bench. And it's Hockless and also Sanders on. And Green Gully in the box seat, collect 3 points. And 3 looks like it's going to be a lucky number for the Cavaliers this afternoon. Not only are they in the position in the box seat to collect 3 points, but they could be on their way to collecting third position on the table. And a guaranteed double chance. Here's Sanders getting his first touch, but it lets him down. And luckily Constantinides had some time and support. Okai there, playing in the last line of defence. Pressure there from Bissinger. Pass from Fleming. Frees up Hockless, and it's a good ball into space. Sanders, it's just come on! Can you believe it? Green Gully have scored twice in 3 minutes, and talk about a substitution that Ian Dobson's pulled off. He's taken off Asagi Eduardo, he's brought on Matthew Sanders, and there you have it. In the space of 2 minutes, Green Gully have absolutely ensured they've done all they can to finish their season on a positive note with 3 points. The question mark is now, will Oakley do Green Gully a favour and either draw or defeat the Bentley Greens, because that is all that's stopping Green Gully from third position on the table at this moment in time. And it's Matthew Sanders with his first, Green Gully with their third. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 3. And speaking of goals, South Melbourne have scored another around the grounds. It's Heidelberg 2, South Melbourne 4. Piemonte and Northcote all of a sudden deflated, and they'll need to rebound. It looks like at this stage they will be playing Bentley Northcote next week, but all Bentley need to do is score a goal, and their season and final series is completely revived with a double chance and third position. And who knows, we could be seeing Green Gully and Northcote next week. Time will tell. What a finale we got to cap off the conclusion of the 2012 Victorian Premier League season. And we'll give you scores in a moment around the grounds, but Cavaliers there miscued it. Take that back, actually, it was Piemonte. And a quick update around the grounds. Here at John Cain Memorial Reserve, it's Northcote 0, Green Gully 3. And what a rebound it's been from Green Gully after last week's 3-0 loss against the Thunder. Getting back to those scores around the grounds, it's Hume City 1, Moreland 2, Bentley 1, Oakley 1, Dandenong Thunder and Richmond locked at 1 goal apiece, and it's 0-0 between the Melbourne Knights and the Southern Stars, and it's Heidelberg United 2, and a chance here for Northcote. I'll get back to Heidelberg's score. That chance fired in by Lucic, tipped out for a corner by Roganovic. Heidelberg United 2, South Melbourne 4. 72 minutes has lapsed in this game. Northcote looking for what you think will be a consolation goal. It's going to be a miracle if they can score 3 in just under 20 minutes, or a remarkable 4th to even win the contest should Green Gully not score. That's looking highly unlikely. But funny things have happened in football, and there you have it. Bentley's day has gone from bad to worse because Bentley have just had a player sent off. So Green Gully in the box seat for third spot on the table, but time will tell. And Oakley in the box seat for securing second position. And even though should scores stay the same way, Green Gully and Oakley will be on the same amount of points. It'll be Oakley's goal difference that gets them over the line. But remarkably, if Green Gully score another 3 goals in 20 minutes, that could change. It's only a goal difference of 3 holding these teams apart. Okay. Falls here nicely for Royas. Needs a Kai bounce, and that's exactly what he gets, Vulgaris. Draws the corner from Vargas. What a match he's had. Can't get better than defending everything that comes your way and scoring a double yourself. And for the record, it's Luke Pilkington that's been sent off for Green Gully in that match against the Oakley Cannons. So Bentley down to 10 men. Northcote looking for some pride on the scoreboard, and also a bit of confidence leading into next week, because it certainly will be deflated up after this result should it stay the same way. Jones, and this is looking ominous for Northcote because Green Gully have plenty of numbers forward and they're all in an onside position. Here's Hockless, perfect cross, a great chance, but making up some ground there was Cavaliers. That shot there from Hayne, desperate defending there from Northcote, and that was D'Agostino there charging it down. Munoz, and they have really hurt Northcote on the counter. Hockless, Munoz, Sanders calling for it, but he needs to be in an onside position. Munoz did the right thing and held it himself. Munoz. And after holding all of that football for a good minute and a half, unfortunately, Jonathan Munoz lets it go with ease. Vargas was no match there for his counterpart Lucic in the air. Hockless with the fresh legs against Savio. Here's Sanders. He's already scored one himself, looking for a double. That ball didn't sit nicely for him. And there you have it. South Melbourne are putting a nice little sweetener on their goal difference. They've scored another against Heidelberg, and Heidelberg will be exiting the Victorian Premier League with an absolute nightmare. They're currently trailing by 5-2 against one of their bitter rivals. And Hayne just couldn't string it to Sanders. Northcote just under 15 minutes to restore some pride on the scoreboard and some confidence leading into next week, because at this moment in time it looks like it's even better news for Green Gully, because Oakley have just scored a second against the Bentley Greens, and this is music and news to the ears of Ian Dobson. And the Green Gully squad, they'll be playing Oakley Cannons, you feel, next week in a qualifying final to see who will meet the Thunder the week after. And we have another breakthrough around the grounds. The Melbourne Knights have scored against the Southern Stars after 81 minutes, and they're leading that game by 1-0. And now Sanders for a second. Well tracked by D'Agostino. Cut the angle down. That forced a shot over the bar. And I'm going to take that back, because we mentioned the Melbourne Knights and the Southern Stars. The Melbourne Knights just scored. Well, there's been an error on the scoreboard. In fact, the Melbourne Knights missed a penalty, and the scoreboard spoke too soon. It's been cancelled out, and that game stays 0-0 between the Knights and the Stars. And the Oakley Cannons, as we mentioned in the other game of interest, that will shape the final five, leading a 10-man Bentley Green outfit by 2-1. Importantly here, in the other game, that influences how the five will look. It's Northcote 0, Green Gully 3, and it simply means that if results stay the way they are, the Dandenong Thunder secured the minor premiership a few weeks ago, but it will be Oakley finishing in second, Green Gully in third, Bentley in fourth, and Northcote in fifth. And depending on other results, South Melbourne have the chance to finish in sixth position, and they'll overtake Richmond. But the rest is a formality. And for the record, the Knights have scored, and now they do lead the Southern Stars officially by 1-0. And another substitution being made by Ian Dobson. Brent Fisher coming off. It looks like Anthony Salamides coming on. Wonder if that's Theo's son. Need to look up the books on that one. Okay. Sanders. Green Gully, they've already secured the points, but they're looking for a fourth. Hayne can control it. Nothing now on the inside. And Theodorides had the prey. That ball kept down. So he lost his footing and was on the ground. Royce. Marching down. Cavaliers. Northcote looking for a consolation. They won't be getting it. Roganovic, what a time to come back into this squad. He's been the reserve keeper for the bulk of the season, and the reason being, as Coach Ian Dobson said, simply Reece Keane hasn't done a thing wrong, and there's no need to bring Roganovic back in the team. And Roganovic now has his chance later in the season, and what a chance too, because Green Gully in an ominous position to defend their title, but they're going to have plenty of competition come their way the next couple of weeks, and Anthony Yankovsky looks like he's coming on, and he is, and coming off Christian Constantinides for Northcote. Okay, in fact, Royce winning the header. D'Agostino will need to use Theodorides. Plenty of spin on that kick. Medjedovic. Will be a Cavaliers throw. And the reigning dual champions on course to at least have a tilt at a remarkable treble. But one thing going in their favour, they have secured the double chance, Green Gully. Unless Bentley do the remarkable and score at least 2 goals in under 10 minutes, and playing with 10 men at the moment. And what an afternoon it's been. Bentley look in the box seat early on to secure outright third spot. They had the lead early on. Oakley cut it back, equalised before the half-time break, and now they've hit the lead. And a quick update around the grounds before play resumes. It's Bentley 1, Oakley 2, Hume 1, Moreland 2. Here at Northcote, it's Northcote 0, Green Gully 3. We'll get back to results in a moment. This time the flag is down for Vulgaris on the back post. Cavaliers, well, Roganovic did well to deny a corner, and Vargas got back quickly. That was great defending too, it must be said. And back to results. It's 1-1 between the Thunder and Richmond. The Melbourne Knights leading the Southern Stars by a goal to 0. And it's Heidelberg United 2, South Melbourne 5. Sanders has Hayne on the far post. Hayne just needed that bounce to go his way. Well, he sliced that like me with a 9-iron on the back nine at the local golf course. But in his defence, it hit one of those patches of the turf where the bounce is unpredictable. Simple as that. "84 minutes and counting here in this round 22 contest between Northcote and Green Gully. And after an intense first half where it was Green Gully leading by the slenderest of margins, Royce charged down there by Jones. Green Gully have really rebounded in superb fashion from last week's thumping at home against the Dandenong Thunder, and they've delivered A similar result. Dished it out to Northcote, and they're leading this contest by 3-0. It's a big win away from home, and a bigger win in context that will see the Cavaliers, you think, secure third position. But nothing's a formality until the final whistle. Munoz nearly threaded that ball through some congestion to Sanders. Savio, he's been a workhorse this afternoon. Here's Okai. What a season he's had for Northcote. Lovely tackle there from Bissinger. He's done his job there too. On the right flank. Only allows Okai and Northcote a corner. Savio. Fulgaris. Has Savio back. Well, that was ambitious from Fulgaris. It was high risk and it didn't pay off. He's put Savio under some pressure, but Savio did well to get out of it. Royce. Medjedovic. And legally nudging out Royce there. Vargas clearing for the Cavaliers. Selamides, one of his first touches. Fleming. And some gaps beginning to creep open and crack apart in the Northcote defence. Fleming there was free on the inside, but D'Agostino there to the rescue. Here's Piemonte. Did all the hard work. Medjedovic wins out. And Sanders, well, he stayed on side, but the ball didn't. And Green Gully, you feel, are only moments away from, well, the results of formality, no doubt about it. They've collected 3 points, but I'm sure all of the phones and computers will have their attention turned to Kingston Heath. Fleming nearly found his way through the Northcote midfield. We'll be looking at the scoreboard between Bentley and Oakley, and, well, enough said. Oakley have just scored a third, and that has put a nail in not only Bentley's coffin for the game, but any hope of Bentley securing third spot on the Victorian Premier League table after round 22, and that good run there thwarted by Piemonte. Bissinger the culprit. And Oakley, what a second half from the Cannons. And they've rebounded 2 last week after that loss at home to Northcote. And what a difference a week makes in football. Northcote came into this match full of confidence after defeating the Oakley Cannons by 2-0 at Jack Edwards Reserve at Oakley's home ground. And Green Gully absolutely smashed at home as well by the Dandenong Thunder. And a week later, the Gully have dished out a result, a thumping away to Northcote. Just tells you how even this competition is. Royce can't get through the wall a second time. Will Green Gully avoid the corner? They do. Bissinger clears. And that result is now filtering through here at Northcote City. And it will be Green Gully that will finish in third position, Northcote in fifth, Bentley in fourth, and it simply means that Bentley are playing Northcote next week. And it's Oakley and Green Gully in a qualifying final, and Dandenong will have the week off. And do make sure you jump onto the Football Federation of Victoria Twitter and Facebook pages for all of the news and the finals fixtures, and also the website too. And it'll all culminate in just under 4 weeks' time at Amy Park. We'll get back to that in a moment. Okai should get the corner, and does. In just under 4 weeks' time, where the grand final will be played at Amy Park immediately after the Melbourne Hearts' first home match for the year against the Wellington Phoenix. It's great news for Victorian football. And the new substitute, Jankowski. Not getting the result he was after. He simply yanked it. And one full-time score to give you, but it's the Melbourne Knights finishing their season on a positive note, defeating the Southern Stars by 1-0. And depending on the result between Hume City and Moreland, the Melbourne Knights could finish as high as 8th on the table, which is remarkable considering that Hume City were in the top 5 earlier on this season. What a fall from grace that's been. And the Melbourne Knights potentially in relegation trouble, and they have finished the season with a wet sail under the guidance of new manager Andrew Sabermarth. Munoz. Well, why not when your team's 3-0 up, but pulled the trigger. Once again, a few players this afternoon have just not been able to keep those shots down. And it really is a deflated atmosphere, because in the space of a few minutes, Roddy Vargas got his second in the 66th minute to make the margin 2-0, and then Ian Dobson, a masterstroke, brought off Asagi Duero, brought on Matthew Sanders, and bang, he scored a few minutes later. And Green Gully suddenly found themselves 3-0 up in the box seat, and the sting was taken out of this game. And there you have it, full-time is signalled, and the Cavaliers, the reigning champions, have rebounded from the thumping last week against the Dandenong Thunder with a thumping of their own, and this time it's dished out to Northcote by 3-0. The goal scorers, a double to Roddy Vargas in the first and second half respectively, and the new substitute Matthew Sanders getting a goal too to cap off a stellar performance from the reign champions. And even better news for Green Gully, the news is that full-time has just been signalled at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex, and it's the Bentley Greens 1, Oakley 3, and it means that Green Gully has secured third position on the Victorian Premier League table after season 2012. They've got the double chance, and it means that Green Gully will be playing Oakley next week in a qualifying final, and the winner of that game has the right to play the Dandenong Thunder the week after for a spot in the Victorian Premier League Grand Final. And as for Northcote, well, the news doesn't get any better. They've lost this game convincingly, and they are playing a cutthroat elimination final next week against the Bentley Greens. And for all of the fixtures for the Victorian Premier League Final Series, do jump onto the website, Facebook or Twitter pages, and we will await you next week with a VPL live game, guaranteed finals football action. We hope to see you at grounds. It's going to be a great final series, and we hope you join us next week. But from me, Simon McCuskey, it's good night wherever you are worldwide, where the Green Gully Cavaliers were triumphant over Northcote away from home by 3-0. Good night.